Remember that with Leo, we're considering the heart, not the head. This axis, Leo the heart, Aquarius, this is the head, ethereal. And what this should remind you of is that this time period, it's not about facts, it's about truth. And you better know the difference. It's not about facts, it's about truth. And that's what Black Moon Lilith is trying to align us with. Get us to accept and embrace in Sagittarius. It's truthful conviction of the body, of the soul's journey. Recovered out of Scorpio. You can recite all the statistics you want. Google, research, going back and forth about it. But truth is what's ruling this timeline, not facts, because facts can be manipulated. The information that you are researching, that you are reading, and everything else is part of the same agendas that we are finding our way out of in all of its lies. Because truth is what's at source of revelation, revolution, and rebellion. Aquarius. And Pluto is out of bounds at Aquarius. Truth is required. And what is Pluto's role? To recover buried truth, suppressed truth, truth that you thought was lost and gone, truth that you thought nobody would know or have access to. It's not about the facts. When you're going by the facts, you're going by all of their lies. White Christian nationalists and Khazarians' lies since the Spanish Inquisition. Unum Sanctum, Doctrine of Discovery, Manifest Destiny, spread all over the earth their trail of lies and manipulation. You can't trust facts. It's truth. And truth doesn't miss the spirit in the heart when it comes to Sagittarius and Leo. Truth is what we acting off of here. It's what we're leading by. It's what we're trusting. It's what's going to give us the return to the matriarchal foundation of ourselves. And Leo is the living manifestation and concept of Cancer. Understand that. It is to embody Cancer in your being. Nurturer, protector, advocate, caretaker, the one who assumes responsibility for all of these things. Let's make it clear with Leo before we ever get to any assumptions about Leo. Clarifying your Leo placement. You don't have Leo value unless and until you can put on record whose confidence you have restored, whose self-esteem you have restored. You are not manifesting Leo if you have not brought courage into the hearts of others. If your presence at that placement in your natal chart, Leo, if at that place in your life you are not reassuring, if people around you at that place in your life cannot look to you and say, I feel like I could do it, Because every time I'm around this person, for some reason, I feel like I could do it. For some reason, I believe in myself. I stop doubting and questioning myself. I can do it. Your value is not in how you shine. It's not in how good you look, how loud you roar. Oh, Leos are leaders, Leos are this, and Leos are that. That don't mean a motherfucking thing. If you can't point at the people or the persons whose confidence has been restored by your presence, by your influence, by what you transfer out of your spirit into theirs, that those who walk around with low self-esteem and can't believe in themselves, that they found it again. They found a route to the restoration of their self-esteem partly because of you, channeled through you, because you allowed yourself to be a vessel, to play a part, to play a role in how that person arrives back to confidence and self-esteem again. You're not being Leo if that's not who you are. The claim is a flat-out lie. And it's not about getting somebody emotionally roused up, charging somebody with sexual energy, and they just get possessed because they see you got big ass titties, or you got this nice frame, this beautiful image. So they follow you around and they have this sexual conviction or attraction to you. So you misunderstand that as a transfer of confidence, as a transfer of self-esteem, as a transfer of I feel good about myself. Do not be fooled by what Venus has done in its shadow. Do not be fooled by what Venus has done in its shadow. You must discern the difference. Because Leo is a light that is self-sustainable. It is consistent. It's steady. Enduring. Reliable. And it always manifests strength, time and time again. It's enough of the performers, the superficial, the looking good on the outside that ain't got shit going on in the inside. It's enough of these motherfuckers walking the earth. It's enough of these niggas. Transfer real value. Real. Observe your Leo placement. This is where you are the lion that guards the sensitivities, the limitations of the vulnerable, the fearful, the doubtful, the uncertain. Those who cannot reach and find their confidence, their self-esteem, belief in their self, or even encouragement. You are the lion that's not there to threaten them, to provoke them, or to strike fear out of them. You're there because your presence should read to those of that house that you are standing on guard over them. And your presence is enough. Your acknowledgement of them is enough to translate that read. The lion or the lioness, be aware of yourself and the effect that you have in being present at that house, and that people really do need and count on you to show up as a courageous lion, unflinching. The king or the queen of the jungle, and in their perception at that house, they see a jungle. And anything can come out to get me at any time, but as long as this big lion is right here, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm protected. I'm covered. I am behind the mane of the lion. Of all things, what I would like us to take from these insights that I'm going to share, or reminders that I'm going to share, is that it's time for us to take leadership, to assume leadership. And taking leadership is not pointing your finger and asserting charge over other people, but that leadership is that you're using your charisma, your status, your talents, your gifts, the view of love and the view of wisdom that you have ascended to through that number 9 process. And you are understanding how to see the inner child in every person because you found the inner child in yourself. How to see the longing for expression of the inner child in others because you found what it means to want your inner child to express itself. And to see that there's a blockage in some people, if not every person, and being able to translate that into freedom and its reality. And that many frustrations and darknesses comes with that, and people are left discouraged. People are left in energies that they can't understand and project jealousy, envy, hatred, animosity, so on and so forth. But really, everything that seems to be a duality or a separation, it finds its ascension in love and wisdom. And if we have really refined ourselves through the South Node Virgo process, number 9, realizing the view of wisdom, truth, and love, then we'll be able to see that really what's lacking is what's behind Leo as a concept, and that is Cancer, the Divine Mother, to nurture others into confidence, to nurture others to be able to trust their instincts and not doubt it, to nurture others into a place with themselves where they believe in the gifts that are with them, the talents that are with them, the powers and forces that are with them, that nobody ever bothered to support them or nurture them to embrace. And in that is a leadership role that we have that pushes love and wisdom everywhere that we go, through the concept of Leo, which is Cancer. Let's manifest that. Cancer, Jupiter, it's in us, and it's in us in a big way, a heavy gravity. And because we could feel it ourselves with what we've gone through, the conviction is there, the sincerity is there, the compassion is there, the understanding is there, the intuitive insight of how to meet them where they are at. And when you meet a person where they're at, you find that there are no enemies. There are no enemies when you meet the person where they're at, because where they're at, if they presented themselves as enemies, is a loveless child. 5th house. You're locating that inner child in every person, and you're guiding every person to the expression of that inner child. You're helping them to find the authorization, the conviction, and the self-acceptance to be able to do so, especially as we know that in trying to this, Leo, Black Moon Lilith in Sagittarius is pushing every soul to get beyond the threshold of fear and insecurity and shame, and the truth in their spirit and what they really want to be and express. You can be an agent for that in supporting others into aligning with that conviction in themselves and finding the leadership in the world. And once they're able to clarify and embrace that, you will find that jealousy and envy suddenly gets neutralized. That the sabotage of others that they assume over you suddenly gets neutralized because they find a connection to the life circle and purpose, the whole collective holding of hands, of souls, and purpose in this world, and seeing that if they were to have theirs honored, then yours could be honored too. And it seems to always work together. And there's your acceptance. And the fact that you demonstrated it first, there's your respect. You wear the crown at your Leo placement. But as we all know, heavy is the crown. The crown is heavy. Leo is where we assume responsibility for the confidence in others. It's where we assume responsibility for the peace in others, for the joy that they have access to. And that's by stomaching some of the resistance in the environment, the threat in the environment, the difficulties in the environment or circumstances, bringing confidence, clarity, a steady flame to absorb it. Remaining calm, remaining steady, reliable, trustworthy, and certain of the outcome, certain of what we have with us to meet any challenge with. And that awareness should not rest on the ego, but it should rest on our faith, it should rest on our love, it should rest on our conviction. That through compassion, we assume responsibility for the confidence in others around us. Leo full moon, it's time now that you realize you have a calling, and there's a particular dominion that you are assigned to rule over, not through your ego, but through selfless service. It takes awareness of self in order to show up in this service. That's the awareness of your light. That's awareness of your influence, awareness of your potential, your creativity, your charisma, the power that you have to bring warmth into an environment, the ability that you have to recover others from fatigue, fear, doubt, worry, discouragement, so on and so forth. Your ability to do so at the particular house, the dominion, the domain where you personally have Leo, it's worth it for you to investigate and look into. What is this world telling me that I may have been missing out on as opportunities because I was only fixated on myself. I was only worried about myself. I didn't want to engage. Well, you have a role to play. At your Leo placement, there's a role, there's an assignment for you to play, and now the Batman signal shows itself, and it's you who it's calling to come there and show up. They need you. They need you. They're looking for your confidence. They're looking for your stability and your emotions. They're looking for your natural leadership that comes from your trust and your instincts and your reliance on your own gifts, your own insights, your own talents that clothes you in light. This is where you maintain that poker face. Everything's cool. Everything's copacetic. I'm not getting unraveled. I'm not getting shaken up. You trip when I trip. You fall apart when I fall apart. You get nervous when I get nervous. You let it all go when I let it go. But until then, maintain, be calm, put your mind at ease. Everything's good. Nothing to worry about. You're all right. Don't get nervous. That's what they're looking for out of you. This started out, however, quite opposite. At that particular house, when you show up, things get awkward before they tried to figure you out, before they understood how to take you. Why is this person so steady? Why can't I seem to get a read? Why do they seem to have it all together? What makes them show up so unaffected, so unmoved? What kind of light is this? Is it authentic? Is it real? Should I test it? Does it need to be verified? Something about you is showing me something about myself that I failed to work on, that I failed to show up about. I'm not feeling good about me. I need you to come right down here where I'm feeling in this frequency. One of those. A little bit of jealousy, a little bit of envy, a little bit of sabotage. I need to see a reaction out of you. I got to see what's in there. You a little too confident around here. Quiet, calm, cool demeanor. What you hiding? Come on, give me some more. So, this is where the full moon, it's time for you to accept that that's the case. And when you accept that that's the case, you will read differently to other people. Well, what does that mean to read differently to other people? You'll start reading to other people a more steady flame. The steady flame of Leo. The flame that doesn't shake and flicker all over the place. You let them be them. You let you be you. You're here to do what you're assigned to do. And because you're doing so naturally, so authentically, you translate love and wisdom. Why love and wisdom? Because it's not to impress anybody. It's not to express power, domination, or control over anybody. It's because you sense a root of responsibility where you stand. The conviction of that responsibility manifests love and wisdom in both directions. Love when it comes to interactions between you and others who you know, whose spirit you have to maintain and keep in a high frequency. Those who you have to assure, those who you have to give answers to if they fear the unknown ahead. Those whose hearts you have to stabilize through your presence. And when it comes to wisdom, you're the one who's calm enough, creative enough, and trusting enough of your instinct to find a solution, to see the unity of things and not the duality of things, to know that it's not a conflict that's present, it's opportunity that's pleasant. If we're willing to work together, if we're willing to notice the value in all things, it conspires together. Leo has a way of noticing these things. Love and wisdom. Where does love and wisdom come from? It comes from our ability to ascend at Gemini from duality. And from that duality, we arrive at wisdom or love. Third house in Gemini, that's where you got it from. And it finds itself as an expression at Leo, a steady flame. This is what the people need from you as the queen or the king at that particular location in your natal chart. You need to investigate it because now you are being called. You are being called. That light has been refined through Virgo. That light has been refined through Virgo because it got you out of the way. Your ego, your pride, your arrogance, your narcissism, your attempts to be so perfect and shine for the wrong reasons. The validation you're searching for. The clout that you're looking for. The praise that you're looking for. Foul intentions. Greed for yourself, competition. The spirit of division. These things had to be cleared, making sure that you're not led by Venus, but you're exalted by Venus at the fifth house. Do we understand that? Number 9, Hermit card, South Node, Virgo, transit. Come on, stay with me. How is gold refined? Virgo. Then the lump of gold can make it to the Diamond District. And now you're being called to the Diamond District. Your presence is everything. That's where the magic happens. You're in shape. You're conditioned. You're ready. And it's all in your aura that's been refined. It's all in your frequency. It's not in your clothes. It's not in your hairdo. It's not in your cologne. Nah, none of that. It's spirit. Spirit that's been clarified, getting you out of the way. But the sun at Aquarius will realize that there's a purpose that's bigger than us. There's an assignment that's bigger than us. And we realize we have something to bring there that could be needed. Oh, Leo, this is a king. This is a queen. I will use my authority. I will use my influence. I will use my creativity. I will use my strength for the people who need it, for those who are trusting me, for those who need a hero. And it's not for clout or praise. It's understanding what position you are in. It's understanding that you are part of a collective. And your portion is very clear to you. Looking at your Leo placement, this is where you need to assume leadership and initiative for others. This is where you need to learn how to maintain a steady heart. Get yourself together, maintain faith, be confident, straighten your back, and do it for others. Translate to others that they don't have a reason to fear, they don't have a reason to worry. Translate to others that I'm here, it's okay, I got you. Translate to others, I am gifted, and I'm here to share my gifts, and I'm also receptive enough to honor your gifts because I know we all have to contribute. I would gladly step out of the way. I would gladly remove myself, or I would gladly bend the knee if you ask me to get in that position if it will make it work. Our leadership is calling us. It's calling us, and we must respond. Where are you being called? Not to give orders, not to call shots, but to bring the warmth of the sun. To bring joy into the atmosphere. To cause confidence to regenerate in the people's hearts. Encouragement. Inspiration. Assurance. You're bringing the influence and the warmth of the fifth house to the situation. Bearing the burden on the back end. It doesn't mean you do it by yourself. You just understand that I'm showing up to perform for the people. I'm showing up to serve the people. My sleeves are already rolled up. To the Virgo South Node, number 9, we learn to let go of the attempts to constantly clothe ourselves with superficiality, surface things, fool's gold, false light, clout, attention, so on and so forth. But we learned to clarify the fifth house. In clarifying the fifth house, we see what fulfillment means to us. And it just so happens through the lens of wisdom and love, realized through manifesting unity from duality of Gemini, we have a different view. That it's not to consume, but to serve. It's not to bask in glory, but share the glory with others so we all can claim. What do you have in the fifth house? What do you have in the fifth house that's due for us, that offers you fulfillment, as it also is the expression of your inner child? What does your inner child want to express? It's needed. It's a prescription. It's a remedy. It's a solution. It's just what the people needed. And it's timely. The lessons behind us, Vesta, hosting sexual energy algorithms of Virgo and Scorpio. You could reference a video before this to get a good understanding inside of that, so I don't have to go into the breakdown and discourse of that. We know that Virgo is what arrives us at the glory of Leo in the fifth house. As Virgo number 9 South Node process, it saves us from the detriment of Venus so that true light can be clarified and refined, not false light of Venus. Yes, you look good on the surface, but you're a piece of shit. A nice car on Craigslist, nice body, great tires. But you pop the hood and look at the engine, the head gasket is blown, the timing belt is fucked up, transmission slipping, oil has sludge and antifreeze mixing in it, misfires. Come on. That's what that Venus false light had us in a position of. It's a story of when Jesus cursed the fig tree. Going through the wilderness, he came upon the fig tree, anticipating the finally having the relief to be able to eat and nourish himself, to replenish himself in the fatigue of the desert of the wilderness. And he came upon the fig tree and there were no fruit, so he cursed the fig tree. Why? I'm in expectation that what you were presenting of yourself was something authentic and true, and I can expect the fruits to be the proof and evidence of who you are. But unfortunately, in approaching you, you are not who you claim to be. You have the image, you have the sound, you have the looks, but you're not that person. You don't have the power to heal. You don't have the power to transfer light, love, wisdom, and truth, to really recover souls, to redirect minds. You don't have it. You just look good. You're attractive. You're charismatic. You're funny. You get followers, you get likes, you get attention. You generate sexual attraction, but you're not that person. Jesus cursed the fig tree on that same line. This is to save us from the same crisis with Venus, South Node Virgo number 9, the detriment of Venus. Getting caught up in the surface things, the cosmetics. Looking the part but not really being that. You sound just like it, but you ain't that. It's fancy, it's really cool to listen to. It's entertaining, but when I translate it to my life to apply it, it does not show up for me. It betrays me. And you become one who betrays the people because you're putting on an act and a performance. And the people can't be healed by it. They can't benefit from it. True light is now available to us. We've clarified it. Number 9, process Virgo South Node. Mother Mary, holding the limp, cold, dead body of Jesus on her lap. You, the actor, the performer, the debtor, caught up in the infrastructure of Capricorn, corporate ambitions, ruthlessness, greed, status, accolades, competition, the dead corpse status, civilis mortuus, 14th Amendment citizen, all caps letter, the dead body over the lap of Mother Mary. But who's there? Both Marys are there. Mary Magdalene, Scorpio. Mother Mary, Virgo. They both are there, Vesta. And this is our hope. Rebirth through Mary. Resurrection through Mary Magdalene. These accomplices are forces, energies, convictions, witnessings, testimonies. They're with you. And it's clarified your light. Now the Spirit quickens. And when the Spirit quickens, what do we generate? Christ's impulse, the wisdom of God. And what's the mission of the wisdom of God? Truth and love. That is true light. That is consistent light. That is real light. It's light that endures. It's light that triumphs. It's light that lasts. It's light that can't nobody put out. Can't nobody stop. No matter how much they don't like it. No matter how much they behind the scenes praying for your downfall, they the motherfucker that's gonna fall into the same hole they're digging. You are sent. You are sent. Don't forget what it took to recover that light. Isolation, first, 12th house. Approaching the number 9. And once we found humility, we submit. And now we approach solitude through number 9. What is that? Receptivity. Receptivity through Pisces. Receptivity through Pisces allows the channeling, the flow, naturally, of 12th and 6th house. A natural transfer of subconscious read into active and productive works that bring spirit directly into reality intentionally. Know ye not that ye are all gods? Know ye not that ye are all gods? Commanding every demon to stand before you from the 12th house into the 6th house. Come here. Come stand right here. I have to look at you. I have to meet you. I have to greet you. Who are you? What do you want? Why are you with me? Real light has been refined. Steady light. Light that doesn't depend on somebody's opinion, validation, acceptance. Light that continues to shine when rejected, when repelled, laughed at, scoffed at, made fun of, threatened. I'm going to leave you. I'm going to reject you if you don't do what I want you to do. If your light doesn't serve me. Real light that can't be bought and sold. There's no price you could give me. It's real light. Trust must go with it. Leo has to be trustworthy. And at your Leo placement, you must be trustworthy because people will be counting on you. It's where you will be admired for what you have endured, your testimony. It manifests in your being, in your posture, your demeanor, your aura. It inspires wisdom. It inspires love. You, standing in Leo. This full moon is where we get past jealousy and envy. Jealousy and envy. How many feel that you're not worthy of the light that you have? That you should not shine from where you shine from? That it should be you, somebody else that has it, not you? How many envy your demeanor? The way that you seem to be able to collect yourself, stand so calm and reserved, unprovoked, allowing the silence in between speech, the awkwardness that makes them unravel, the silence that makes them expose themselves, the calm, steady stare that's too mysterious for them to be comfortable with. So they conspire together to make themselves feel more comfortable, attacking you, seeking ways to expose you. Will he pick and eat the corn on the Sabbath day so we can expose him? Watching in secret. I need him to make an error. I need her to manifest hypocrisy. I need her to expose herself so that I can expose her. I'm waiting. Please make the mistake. I'm going to amplify it. I'm going to swoop down out of nowhere and say, aha, I knew you were a liar. Aha, I knew you were a fraud. Aha, I knew you were no better than me. It's what they all are waiting for. The lurkers, the watchers, the envious, the jealous. That's their problem. That's their problem. It turns around now where you become that bigger person, and that bigger person refines and reassures his or herself in confidence in knowing I'm here being entrusted with a leadership role. And the leadership role is not to command others, but is to demonstrate acceptance of others, cooperation with others, incorporation of others' talents, gifts, identities, skills, thoughts, ideas, acknowledgement of others' vulnerabilities, fears, limitations, insecurities, and reinforcing them with assurance, affirmation, praise, honor, acknowledgement, respect, inclusion, sharing light and spreading light. And it's not depending on their feedback. It's not depending on what they say or do to me. It's me manifesting who I know myself to be through Leo. Where you have Leo in that particular house, that clarifies the context in which you are to assume this leadership. You're getting over the separation. That separation of, I'm a victim of them, I'm a victim of them. They don't like me, they don't like me. They don't agree with me, they don't agree with me. It doesn't matter. Because you're there to be consistent with truth and love. When you're consistent with truth and love, they have no choice. They're disarmed. when that's where you're coming from. Go now and be harmless as doves, but wise as serpents. Harmless as doves and wise as serpents. If you really understand your leadership, it will not affect you. Stand next to the same one that envies you. Stand next to the same one who in secret hopes that you fall. And still shine. Still encourage. Water. Pour into. Be illumination. Be love manifest. And be wisdom manifest. Be the servant. We're not present with Leo if we're not reflecting Leo or being reflective of Leo. What does that mean? Full moon Leo, it's time to nurture that aspect in others as well. These are the orders and instructions. It's to see the crisis of Leo in others. And to mother that crisis, nurture that crisis, heal that crisis, advocate for that crisis. There are many people who simply can't believe in themselves. They don't see the talents, they don't see the gifts, they don't see what they're good at. They can't connect to the joy or fulfillment or purpose in life. They're just lost. And when they see you and yours, it generates envy or jealousy if they can't find stability as they search for it. But maybe you have the eye to see what they're good at, where they shine, where the light is brilliant, where they're meant to be refined at, but yet they may have missed the assignment. They didn't get the memo. But it's not too late, because you have the ability to notice it, recognize it, speak into it, and call it forth. To encourage others, to make sure they can see it. Vocalize where they themselves have leadership but fail to see it or act on it or find courage to lean into it and assert it. You can do that because it doesn't take away from you to do that. You become the mentor in that moment, do you not? How does it take away from you? Encourage the leadership in others. Help them to believe in themselves. Help them to trust their instincts and decisions. Clarify what they're trying to say or what they're trying to do, but they don't have the ability to assemble it. You help them a couple times to catch on to the algorithm of how they work to assemble information or subconscious energy into the manifest sixth house where it's tangible. Something through Capricorn where it has infrastructure, makes sense. Something you could give a name to, a concept or whatever. Assist, help. Help. Help the very ones that talk shit about you. The very ones who would have withheld it from you if it were the other way around. Otherwise, you're still attached. You're attached to the trauma. And you can't help when you're attached to the trauma, because connection is the delivery of Aquarius, not attachment. Do we understand how current works? We are learning to nurture the leader in others, the leadership that others have that they can't find the confidence to cultivate. They can't find the confidence to bring it out. It is part of your assertion of healing of the very things that makes them jealous and envious of you. The very reason why they're jealous and envious of you. You're healing them. Because you're showing them where they have their own light and brilliance. Where they have their own glory to celebrate. And I may be the first person to celebrate that in that person. But shouldn't I take pride in that if that's the case? That I get to be the first person who ever said to them, you're very good at that? I admire your ability to have a sharp memory when it comes to numbers and figures. I admire your ability to be able to manifest logistics over a situation when it comes to material, mobilizing, getting things to the job site, up the scaffold or whatever else. You're just so brilliant with that. I think we should consult you when it comes to these type of things. Doesn't take away from you to acknowledge that in another person. You're really good at keeping the rapport of the group together. You have a sensitivity that homes on where everybody feels and where everybody's coming from. I think you're very good at maintaining the moral integrity of the group. Why can't we notice these things? And why can't we call it out and say it? Why are we so scared to praise somebody else? How does it take away from us to praise somebody else? You're not manifesting wisdom or love or truth if you withhold it. Leo is the concept of Cancer. Therefore, to be motherly is to be the king. To be motherly is to be the queen. And nothing short of it.